Dozens of students from East London will be taking part in a culture game show this evening, a government initiative aimed at increasing young people's access to arts and culture.
The Cultural Citizens Project is all about connecting young people that don't normally encounter the arts with some really high quality, inspiring arts opportunities that have been put on especially for them.
Each school has had an artist that's worked with pupils after school to explore arts and cultures through workshops and looking at artists and then looking at places they could go and visit on trips. And then they've chosen these trips and each school's had 4 that they've taken part in across the 20 weeks of the project.
Dagenham is very close to the centre of London. It's a few tube stops down the road. And yeah, I think our children don't make enough opportunities, don't take up the opportunities. So I think there is a limit there. And so what this will do is open their eyes to what is out there and actually what they can do, what they can join in, what they can feel good about. It's fantastic.
The cultural fabric of London is incredible and it's like nowhere else in the world. So for me, it was about opening this magical door for young people in Barking and Dagenham to be able to go and claim what's rightfully theirs.
A lot of our students don't travel further than Barking. So we're at Dagenham East, that's about 4 stops. A lot of them haven't been beyond zone 4, I think it's zone 3. So for a lot of them, the experience of changing trains, actually knowing how to get somewhere, is actually quite a big deal.
I think exposure to creative opportunity can give self-confidence, can help young people to explore elements of their own creativity and can set such high standards that it really will help right across the board in terms of what they choose to do in later life.
We went on a street arts tour around London, Shoreditch, and they loved that. They loved learning lots of facts and about the history and sort of like looking out for different things that they had walked past and never noticed before. They were looking out for sculptures and different tags, and then they got to do some street art themselves and they loved that as well, because obviously they were able to be really creative. Yeah, the response has been excellent.
Street art helps people that aren't really known, and they can easily get their point across and they can tell a different story.
If you think of art just in a gallery, but never round on walls.
I think the Royal Opera House has been my favourite trip because you get to see it's got drama as well, and it's got dancing, and we got to see a ballet dancing, and yeah, that really taught me that art is something different as well.
This project has done really well with breaking that barrier between kids and adults, and this part of culture isn't necessarily for you, but it actually is in that sense. And I feel like this project's done well alongside the other artists, in breaking down that barrier between young people from Barking and Dagenham and how they interact with major cultural institutions and art.
It inspired me because I got to see how they got to practice and how much effort they got into doing it.
I liked it because we learned different types of art, and there was different things to learn. I just thought there was just art, drawing, but now I know there's acting and there's music, and there are all different types of art you can do.
And I think the students have really loved it. They've loved going on the trips. They've loved having new experiences that they would otherwise never have had if it wasn't for the project.
They're just super excited and more energetic than they were to start with. It was maybe at first a little what are you doing here? Why are we here? And then I think they've started to really get into it and come to the club and know what's going to happen and be excited that it's going to be something different from what they get to do at school.
Getting our art award is really nice. It feels good because for something that you do for fun, you actually get a reward, and that's actually really nice, and it's going to help us for our future.
When I was watching them complete their folders for Arts Award, they were really proud of what they'd achieved. They were really excited when they were sticking photos in of themselves, for example, doing the graffiti art, and they were kind of reflecting and having conversations about what they'd done. I think that the act of compiling the Stuff for Arts Award was really valuable to them, as well as the experience of going on the trips, actually.
It makes you think there's opportunities out there, and there's a wide range of jobs that involve the arts.
Before I had an interest in everything arts, but after being part of the Cultural Citizens, it sort of made me think more towards a future of arts instead of just as a hobby.
I didn't really know that there was a lot of programs going on around Barking and Dagenham, so going to more areas around has made me realise that there's more things going around here.
I think the light bulbs have been switched on in that the arts offer them a lot of, space to express themselves, which they may lose once they go into option subjects and they have to do a core curriculum.
What I was really interested about this programme compared with others is that it aimed to take a group of young people and really listen to what they thought about cultural and creative experience and where they wanted to go and what they wanted to learn. And I think that's a really important learning point for us. It gives us something to build on. You know, there will be things from this programme that I'm sure we will take forward and build on in Barking and Dagenham and that we can use with all schools, but particularly capturing that student voice. That to me is very special.
This whole Cultural Citizens made us as a school think that we could do anything.
It made me feel like you should do more art more often. Don't just stay inside and watch TV, actually do something.
What I really want to see is this project now embed and increase and impact on the opportunities of other children. So I think this is the start.